Uh, Today, grade 5, we're gonna start our first revision in term 4. Today we're gonna revise chapter 8, lesson 3 and 4. Okay. Here are the questions about these two lessons together. I know that you read already. You finished reading the lesson, and we're gonna answer the question. If any question you don't understand, please tell me to explain it again. Okay. Let's start now. Just 1 minute. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Yes, Dwayne. The first question, Dwayne.
Okay.
What happened when Washington and his soldiers attacked the German mercenaries in Trenton? What happened to him?
Yeah.
The
The
British
Ameri-
marched into New York from Canada. The Americans forced the British to leave Boston. Many soldiers died at Valley Forge. The Americans won the battle and took almost 1,000 prisoners. So what happened, Wayne? A, B, C, or D?
The Americans won the battle and took almost 2,000 prisoners.
Yes, exactly. So number 1, D. Excellent, Wayne. Number 1, D.
Yes, I also know the second one.
Okay. So number 1, D. Let's see. Okay. Number 2. عبد الرحمن الطناحي. ها.
Yes.
Yes, حبيبي. Answer.
What happened because the Americans won the Satagora battle? France sent money, soldiers, and navy to help the Americans. Friedrich von Steuben trained the British soldier. Americans fought the British at Valley Forge. Americans celebrated.
What happened because of the American victory at Saratoga? You know that the American won in 2 battles, Trenton and Saratoga. What happened when they won at Saratoga? France sent money, soldiers, and navy to help the Americans. Frederick von Steuben trained the British soldiers. Americans fought the British at Valley Forge. Americans celebrated their victory with the German mercenaries. What happened after they won, after the Americans won at Saratoga?
I know, Miss.
I lost connection. Miss, I lost connection.
Yes,
Miss, I know the.
Miss,
I
can
know
I
it.
answer?
now Abdurrahman Tanahi. Yes, Abdurrahman.
France sent money, soldiers, and navy to
Yes,
the Americans to
exactly. Yes, after they won at Saratoga, most of the European countries accepted to help them, especially France. France sent money, soldiers, and navy to help
France
lost
and
connection.
Spain and Russia and Netherlands.
It's called Russia. Okay. Number 3, ISIL. Yes, ISIL. What other countries helped the Americans in the war? Huh?
B.
B, yes. Okay, France, Netherlands, and Russia. Okay, so
And
it's
France.
B, number 3, B. Okay, next question. Auday. Auday, now look at this timeline, okay? Listen, Auday, these are the major events of the Revolutionary War, okay? What happened, you know, the timeline expressing or refer to the years starting from 1775, 1776, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. Okay, here is in October 1777, this is the Battle of Saratoga. Okay, And after that, here is from 1777 to 1778, this is Washington Army at Valley Forge. So first at Saratoga, and here is in Valley Forge. And after, in October 1970-81, this is the Battle of Yorktown. This is the last battle, Yorktown. Okay, so Uday, the timeline shows that. What does the timeline show you? The Battle of
Miss, does
Saratoga happened after Washington Army camped at Valley Forge, or
Miss, I
the
have a
Battle
question.
of Yorktown was Battle of Saratoga. Washington Army was at Valley Forge for 4 years. Washington Army was at Valley Forge after the Battle of Saratoga ended. So which one is correct? A, B, C, or D? How they? First the Battle of Saratoga, then Valley Forge, then Yorktown. These are the order of the battles. Okay, so which one is correct? The Battle of Saratoga, okay, this is Saratoga, happened after Valley Forge, or the Battle of Yorktown was at the Battle of
No, wrong,
Saratoga.
wrong. The first one is wrong.
Okay, the second one, the Battle of Yorktown was the Battle of Saratoga. Yorktown was like Saratoga. This is the second. The third, Washington Army was at Valley Forge. This is Valley Forge for 4 years. This is 4 years from 1777 to 1778. Or the last one, Washington Army was at Valley Forge after Battle of Saratoga ended.
D.
Yes, excellent. D. He was at Valley Forge after Saratoga ended. Okay. Amr Muhammad. Number
Here.
5.
What event continued into 1778?
Yes, which event? Sorry. Which event? Okay. Into 1778. Huh? Which event was at 1778?
Miss, here I don't understand something because at Valley Forge it ended at 1778,
Yes,
and
which
at
event
York
continued to 1778? Continued to.
the Battle of Lexington.
Which one? Battle of Legiston? Where is Legiston here? Washington Army was at Valley Forge. The Battle of Saratoga, the Battle of Yorktown. So which one continued to?
It will be B.
Yes, exactly, Valley Forge. It was at Valley Forge. Look, Valley Forge from 1777 to 1778. So it will be B. Okay? After. Zain, number 6. Zain. Why did the British Army invaded the South? Why? The British went to the South. Why? They thought there were more loyalists in the South to help them. They suffered through the cold winter at Valley Forge. They wanted to join French Navy in Virginia. They had won most of the battles in the North. So why did they move to the South? Huh? Zain? Why the British moved to the South?
They thought there were more loyalists in the South to
Exactly,
help.
because they thought that the South had more loyalists who would support them, okay? Because they thought that the South had more loyalists that would support them. Thank you, Zain. Okay, Amgad. Amgad, who was the famous patriot traitor? He was a patriot and a traitor in the same time, who secretly changed sides. He was supporting the Americans, and after that, he supported the British. So
I
who
know.
was this guy?
Miss, I know.
I'm speaking with Amgad. Nathaniel Greene, or General Cornwallis, or George Washington, or Benedict Arnold.
No, I never heard him.
Huh? Schlock, you know?
Benedict.
Schlock?
Yeah, Miss.
Yes,
Miss, I know.
which one, Habibi?
B.
No. General Cornwallis?
Benedict Arnold.
Yeah.
Benedict
Oh,
Arnold.
they don't speak again and not your turn, please. Yeah, he was Benedict Arnold. Okay?
Yeah.
So Benedict Arnold, he was supporting the Americans. After that, he changed side and supported the British. Okay, you look again. Why did not the British ships in New York help Cornwallis in Yorktown? Why? The wind was blowing west, so they couldn't sail south to Virginia. They were busy fighting a battle in Saratoga. The British could not defeat the French Navy. They thought Cornwallis was a traitor. Huh?
It's gonna go up. I want to see number 7.
Why the British ships, the British in York town, refused or didn't help Cornwallis in Yorktown?
I
Why?
think so. It's
Yes, A, B, C, or D, Schlock?
A. I think so.
No, it's not A.
Or D.
Not because of the wind.
C.
Yasin Nadwani, you know the answer?
Yes.
Yes, say.
The British could not defeat the French Navy.
Yeah, the British couldn't defeat the French Navy. Excellent, of course.
They were fighting the French Navy and they didn't beat them.
Yeah, they couldn't defeat the French Navy because after Saratoga, the French Navy helped the Americans. Okay, that's why the British couldn't defeat them or won the war. After the French Navy or the French soldiers helped the American soldiers, the British couldn't won the war. Okay. You know, this is the Battle of Yorktown. Okay. As you can see, this is the Battle of Yorktown. So, number one, in August, this is number one. 1st of August, Cornwallis and his army occupy Yorktown. It means they settle in Yorktown. What happened in number two? This is number two. In 5 September, the French fleet forces the British to withdraw. Okay. After that, number three. This is number three. In September 14 to 24, the French ships carry Washington, Roach, what this? Rochembourg and their armies to Williamsburg. And number four, in September 28th, the French and American soldiers advanced to Yorktown, trapping Cornwallis. And after that, in October 19, Cornwallis surrenders. Okay? So up to this map, Habibi, let's see the question. Now, in which state did the Battle of Yorktown take place? Okay, in which
Yes, I know.
state was Yorktown happened? North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia.
Yes, I know.
Who are you?
Yasin Duane, I know.
Yes. Where it was happened?
Virginia. Virginia.
Yeah, look, it's in Virginia. This is the name of the state. It's in Virginia. Excellent, Yasin. Okay, so this is happened in Virginia. Okay, thank you, Yasin.
Miss, can I answer?
Who are you?
Faisal.
Okay, Aisel. The next one. On what date did Cornwallis and his army surrender? Again, back to the map.
19
When did he surrender, Look? In 19 what? October.
October.
Look, in 19 October, Cornwallis surrendered. Okay, so let's check the date in 19 October. This is D. Okay, thank you, Aisel. Okay, Amgad. Amgad,
Yes,
wake
I
up.
know this answer.
Amgad, Amgad and Clock, wake up, please.
Miss, can you go up?
Okay, Malak. Malak, you didn't answer. Malak.
Yes, miss.
Yes, Habibi. Answer number 11. What was the strategy of the American army in the South? Okay, the strategy of the Americans. You know
Miss,
that the strategy of the British that they will move to the South because the South has more loyalists. But what was the American army strategy? To overwhelm the British army
To
with
keep
the
the British army on the move until they were worn out.
which one? A, B, C, or D?
B.
Huh?
B.
B, yes. They keep
Miss,
the British
Yasin Hisham
army
is in the
on the
waiting room.
move until they were worn out. Excellent. It's
Miss,
B.
Miss,
Number 12.
Yeah.
Miss Yasin
So
Hisham
it
is in the
means
waiting
that
room.
what this means, the Americans' army strategy is to make the British, okay, follow them up all the time. They follow them up or they move toward them, okay, or they chasing them until they were worn out. It means run out of power, okay. So they were making
Yes, they're
their power while
Miss,
they were chasing them. Yes, Habibi, what do you say?
answer number 12.
Okay, Shlok. What
Miss,
did
can
the
you
Treaty
let
of
Yasin
Paris
Hisham
do
in?
for the states, for the United States?
D.
Yes, Shlok D. It gave the Americans the land and the freedom. Yes, freedom or independence. Independence means freedom, by the way. So it gave the Americans what? It gave the American colonists the independence, means the freedom and their land back. Okay, this is what Treaty of Paris gave to the Americans. Okay,
Miss, can you let Yasin Hisham
Miss,
in?
can you let Yasin Hisham in?
okay. Amgad, you are the next one to answer. Wake up, please. Yasin Sadat.
Miss, can you go up a little bit? I want to
Yes.
see number.
Yes. Here is Yasin Sadat. Okay. In this map, as you can see, this is New Jersey. Okay. And this is Manhattan Island. And this is
Manhattan
New
Island.
York. Yes. Okay. And this is Long Island. So look, here is, these are the British soldiers. As you can see, these soldiers are the British soldiers. Who are these ones? Okay. And these are the American
American.
soldiers. Okay. Look, these are the American soldiers. Okay. And as you can see, the American soldiers moving this way, but the British soldiers moving this way, and then they moved to this flat land, and this they move to the long land, and then they go again here to the side. Okay, so they
Miss, can I answer number 13?
east and then north and then west again. Okay, as you can see, Yasin Sadat, how the British army or the British soldiers are moving, but the Americans are moving north to the New York. Okay, so answer these questions.
Miss, can I
Who
answer
had,
question number 13?
I said don't speak in
Yes,
your
that's
turn,
your answer.
in your friend turn, please. Now it's Yasin Sadat question. Yasin, who had ships in this battle?
Yes.
Who had ships?
The British.
British or the Americans?
British.
Yeah, of course, the British. Okay. So number 1, number 2,
Miss Suad, I answered this.
the answer of this question
No,
I
yes.
answered.
yeah, British. Okay, Yasin Sadat again. Near what body of water is there a line of British soldiers? Huh? Where is the British soldiers near to which body of water?
Between Staten Island and Long Island. The East River.
Huh? Look at any ocean, any river, any lake, anything, any body of water, Yasin.
The East River. The East River.
What?
The East River.
What,
The
Yasin?
East River.
What? East River?
The
Yes.
East River.
No, they are moving as
No,
you
Hudson River.
Yes, Hudson River. They are moving to Hudson River this way. Okay, all of them are moving here north to Hudson River. So number 14 is Hudson
Okay.
River.
River.
Okay. Yasin again. Did all of the British soldiers attack by moving in the same direction? Here is the British. Those British, okay, are moving
Yes.
in the same direction as you can see, or didn't move in the same direction?
Yes, Miss.
They didn't move in the same direction.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say no, they didn't move in the same direction. So tell me, what direction did they travel? Huh? How did they move? As you can see
New,
on the arrows, they move first to the,
new,
this is east, west, north, or south?
They traveled east,
They
then north,
travel
then
east,
south, then
and
west,
then
then west.
they moved, huh?
Long Island.
North,
North,
North.
yes, and then they moved
then west,
west, exactly.
west.
West.
So some of them moved north and some east and some west, okay? So some moved north, some east, and some west, okay? This is the answer. Okay, حبايبي?
Okay.
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 Okay. This is Hudson River. Please record the answers, okay? Write down the answers. Write down the
I
answers.
copied this
Will there
yesterday.
be,
Yes, please.
Miss, will there be homework this week?
No.
I know this answer.
Okay, Amr, answer the following questions. Describe two strengths and two weakness of the Continental Army. Amr, tell me 2 points of strength and 2 points of weakness of the Continental Army. Why the Continental Army was strong and why it was weak in the same time? Huh? Tell me, yeah, strength first.
Because they had a strong leader, George Washington.
Yes.
And they were fighting on their land.
Excellent. They had a strong, excellent boy, a strong leader who was George Washington. Number 2, they fought on their land. Excellent, Amr. Good boy. Okay.
Miss, I am Tanahi. I'm not Amr.
I'm sorry. You answered the Tanahi. I said Omar answered this question.
Omar?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Miss, can I say to you the weekend?
Who are you?
Yasin Duini.
Yes, Yasin. Okay. What was yeah, tell me I'm so sorry. Wait, Yasin. Tanahi, complete the answer. What point of weakness?
The loyalists.
Huh?
The loyalists.
the loyalists do what?
Miss,
Miss,
the
the weakness was from the British soldiers because they
Yeah,
were
the weakness
stronger
is
army.
that the Continental
They are
Army was
and they have
smaller
a
than
better
the British
weapons
Army.
and they
and
weren't they weren't an army. They were just people
No.
who, who were
The
fighting for
points
their
of
land.
weakness, Abdurrahman, listen, Habibi. The points of weakness is that we have 2 points of weakness, okay? Or why the Continental Army was weak? Because number one, they were smaller in number or little in number than the British Army. The British Army, okay, were bigger than the Continental Army. Number two, the Continental Army was poorly trained and armed. They don't have a lot of weapons or many weapons like the British. Okay, so points of weakness is that the Continental
Guys,
Army was smaller than the British Army,
was
and
smaller
number
than the
two,
British army,
yeah, the
had less supplies.
Continental Army was poorly trained, and weaponed. It means that they didn't have a lot of weapons and a lot of training. Okay, so these are the points of weakness. Okay, now Yasin Hisham, number 6.
Miss, this is answer is this answer is from number 16.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
okay, Yasin Hisham. What was the most important contribution the French made to the victory at Yorktown? How the French helped the Americans at Yorktown? Huh? How the French helped the American at Yorktown in the Battle of
Miss,
Yorktown? Who are
I
you?
know. Michel Dueni. I
Yes,
know.
yes, in say.
The French Navy sailed to meet him. Then they marched the army south from New York
Yes,
to Virginia,
Habibi, excellent, excellent.
and
Good.
then they trapped the British.
Yeah. Okay. So
They attacked
yes,
Cornwallis.
the French blocked the British ships before they reached Yorktown. This is the answer. Okay. The French blocked. What did they do? They blocked the British ships before they reached Yorktown.
Miss and also
Trapped
they
them.
This is
Miss
the
Trapped
and
them.
answer.
also they
Exactly.
made them to surrender.
What?
Miss, can I answer
Yes,
because
and
I
They
forced
also
didn't
made
answer?
them.
them to surrender,
Yes,
to
and
give up.
forced them to surrender. Exactly. So they blocked the British ships before they reached Yorktown. Okay.
Miss, can I
So
answer
you can
because I
say, for
didn't answer?
example, lesson grade 5, you can say that the French ships stopped the French ships stopped the British ships before they reached Yorktown. So it's not important that you say blocked. You can say stopped, for example, prevent. So you can use your own word. Okay. Now,
Miss, can I answer because I didn't answer in my question?
okay, answer. Which European countries helped the Americans?
They was for France and Spain and Netherlands and Russia.
Yes, France, Spain, Netherlands, and Russia. Okay, they were 4 countries. France, Spain, Netherlands, and Russia. Don't forget, Habibi. France, Spain, Netherlands, and Russia. Okay,
Miss, can I answer number 19?
just 1 minute. So here is the answer. France, please write down the answers. Spain, France, Netherlands, and Russia. Okay, yes, clock 19. What
Yeah.
difficulties did Americans face at Valley Forge? What happened at the American soldiers in Valley Forge?
Less,
Huh?
they slept in tents.
Yes, they slept on frozen ground in tents. Huh?
Bootless,
Yes, they were a foot pair. Okay, it means that they didn't have shoes or something like that, and they
and
didn't have
Many food, very
Food,
less food.
yes, and diseases spread everywhere. Okay,
Yeah.
and diseases spread everywhere. Excellent.
Most of them died from disease.
Yeah, most of them died from diseases. So look, they slept on frozen ground. Okay, they had no food, no shoes, and diseases spread
And
through the camp. Okay?
their clothes is
Yeah, so you can use any
dirty.
other way, guys. Okay, so it's not important to write like me. They had to sleep on frozen floor. They slept on camps or in camps on frozen floor. They had no
But
food, no
George
shoes.
Washington helps them.
Yes, exactly.
But after some
Miss,
time.
Miss, I know the answer.
Me too.
Okay, now Habiba,
Yes, I know.
what happened at Valley Forge to make the Continental Army better soldiers? What happened at
I know
Valley
it, yeah,
Forge?
miss.
Who
Miss,
came
can I
and
answer, yeah,
helped
miss?
them?
Miss, can I answer? I know it.
Yes, yes, sure, Reem, answer.
Yeah, miss, they practice it well.
They what?
Practice it well.
Yeah, so one French soldier, his name is Baron von
No, Miss,
Steuben.
I know. Miss, I
Yes,
know who.
say.
It's he's a German soldier that it's von Steuben. He trained he joined the
Trained the
Continental Army
soldiers,
at Valley
exactly.
Forge
Von
Yeah,
and
Steuben
trained
trained
the
the
soldier
soldier well at
and
Valley
the soldiers to march together and
yes, very good.
the,
Here,
and use
yeah, there is a
the
German soldier. His name is Baron von
how to use
Steuben.
weapons properly.
weapons
Okay.
properly.
Yes, he helped the American soldiers by training them how to march together and how to use the weapons properly. Okay, so because at Valley Forge, a German soldier came and trained the American soldiers how to march properly and how to use weapons. Okay,
Miss,
why
can
did
you
the
go?
Miss, can I
British
answer number
Miss,
21?
one by
Miss,
one?
can I
Miss, can
ask?
I,
Miss,
One
can I
by
add
one.
something to number 20?
Miss, can I answer number 21?
Yes, Amr.
Miss,
Why
can you
did
go
the
for one
British
second?
change the
Miss,
strategy and invade the
Miss,
South? I've just
The
said,
Brit the British
Miss,
invade
Can
to
you
the
go up?
south to expect more support from loyalists.
yeah, because they thought that the South had more loyalists that would support them. Exactly. Because they thought that the South had more loyalists that or who would supported them. Okay, excellent. Okay, the next
Miss,
one.
Miss, can you
Miss,
go up
to
for
number
one second?
20. There's something missing in number 20.
Can you go up for one second?
No, number 20 is complete here.
No, there's something else.
What do you want to say?
Miss,
Washington helped them and he were finding for them food and he got them new uniforms.
Yes, okay. Add it. Okay, next one. What was Green's strategy to defeat the British? Huh?
I know.
What was his
Miss,
strategy?
can I say? Can I
Miss,
ask
can
you
I know?
something?
Can I say?
Miss, can you go up?
He attacked them by and took them by surprise and then retreat quickly.
What?
No.
He
He
forced
he took them
them.
by surprise.
Yes,
He forced
okay, by
the British
surprise. Okay, he
No.
attacked
by
them by
surprise and then
surprise,
retreat
and he
quickly.
made them what, Tanahi? He made
He
the
made them
British
And he makes them
chasing him.
follow him
Yes, it's called
and to
chasing him. Chasing him means run after him until they wore out. Okay, so he planned
Miss,
that, or he
miss,
planned to make the British, okay, it chase him until they wore out. It means run out of power. Okay, it means run out of power.
out
So
power and
yeah, this
Miss,
was his plan,
can
to
you go
make
up?
the British chase him until they wore out. Wore out means run out of power.
Miss, can you go up?
Okay, next one.
Miss, can you
Now,
go up?
because just 1 minute and then our
Can you
meeting will
go?
be ended. Which army had the largest number of soldiers at Yorktown? Huh? Which army has more number of soldiers, the British or the Americans?
British.
Yes.
The American and the French.
British,
No,
of
no, no,
course.
not the American. I'm sorry, not the British. The
Yes, the
American
American,
army.
not the British.
Yeah, because the
The
French helped them, and after the French helped them, the American army became bigger
More
than
long,
the
more
British
No,
army.
bigger because it
than the
has
French.
Spain and
هو
France
الامريكان يا
and
مس
Netherlands.
الامريكان ارمي يا مس كان عدده قليل، بس لما كان فرنسا ورشا وكان
Yeah,
والناس
and after the European countries
بقى
helped
كترت.
them, especially the French, they became more than the British. Okay, and then number 24. What was the
Miss,
big
no,
battle of the war for independence? The big battle was the last battle. What was it called?
I know.
Yes, say.
The Battle of Yorktown.
Yeah, this
Yes.
was the last big battle, the Battle of Yorktown.
Last large
Okay.
battle.